You know, it's amazing what a single thing that somebody says to you, a single sentence can do for you. And it might not work on you at the moment. Snowmad2248 says that his last alcohol poisoning emergency visit, one of the nurses, without even looking at him, said liver cancer, liver disease, slow, painful death. And he said that she made sure that he heard what she was saying. You know, I mean, to begin with, nurses, right? Some of our best and unsung heroes of this world. You know, those nurses that are in the background, that are just there doing the job year after year, day after day, right? You know, fighting against ourselves. That's what we're doing. You know, and you've got these people who are trying to help us. A doctor once said to me that 70 to 90% of people who go into hospital are there because of shit that they've done to themselves, lifestyle choices, or, you know, the nonsense things that people do to themselves that end them up in hospital, right? But, you know, mostly lifestyle choices. You never know, you know, as I said at the beginning, where you're going to get inspiration, what somebody might say that will take you over the line. You know, we've got 1,600 videos on this channel, and you know, over that at this time, and it's amazing to me how, you know, somebody will leave in the comments and say, well, that is something I've never heard that before, or that has just tipped me over the edge and made me do something, right? So, you know, whether that inspiration is going to be sparked by a hopeful thought, you know, you're looking into your future and you're saying to yourself, if I could only get away from this stuff, I will be there, right? Or, you know, you've got one of fear, you know, like this person saying liver disease, liver cancer. You've only got one liver, right? Once you get rid of that, that's it. Now, these things can stay with you forever. You know, they might not motivate you even in the moment to do something. I always remember my father saying to me one night after I'd been out and I had a big hangover, and he said, watch your liver. And that stayed with me, you know, just that one thing. You know, there's a lot of other stuff that he said to me and other people said to me that made a difference, you know. They can make a difference, they can make the change happen in the long term, you know, but they're enough to kind of get that process started off, to get you thinking in a certain way, you know. That nurse, when I was in the hospital, pains in my chest, went into hospital, and she said to me, how much do you drink? And she patted my belly and all that kind of stuff. And she said that the human body is not capable, is not designed for alcohol like that, right? And it got me thinking. She planted that first thought that everything just wasn't right in my life, right? She was a stepping stone on that path, if you like. She was a stepping stone to here, where I am now. All the way back then, from being in hospital, her patting my belly saying, what a fucking idiot you are, in her own words, to be doing this to yourself. And all that process that has happened since. I'm not saying that it started from there, but, you know, at the same time, a doctor patted my stomach in that same occasion, the morning after. But, you know, I'm sorry to say that he came across with his entourage, you know, he came across as just arrogant, you know, all the people around him, you know, like he needed to have that audience. I don't know. That's the way he came across to me. He came off as a prick, really, you know. And I only remember him because of what the nurse said to me the day before, right? So, and I'm presuming by the comment that you, when you say the last alcohol poisoning, that it wasn't the first time you have this alcohol poisoning. So your nurse, she was dead right. You know, she knows that. She can see from your records that it's not the first time you were in there, right? So focus. Every time we, you know, I hear a lot, people love videos about the liver. People love videos about alcoholism. People love videos like, These are the only things that are important, Where the alcohol goes, the damage goes. Where the alcohol flows, the damage goes, that's the same. Think about your brain. This is the seat of your consciousness, right? Without your brain, without a proper functioning brain, you're screwed. And there's just no dignity in it, ending up in hospital because of what you've been doing to yourself. Ending up in hospital time and again, and you might not like to hear that, right? But sometimes it's those home truths, goes back to that saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I was going to do a George Bush then, but it is what it is, And we shouldn't need to be told that. Fuck that. What about the hangover? Or take any of the other negative consequences of drinking alcohol. This is your body, this is your life trying to tell you something. And when you need to be told over and over and over again, where's the dignity in falling for the same shit over and over again? Falling for the same delusion over and over again. One of the biggest parts of the new journey for me was redefining honor in my life, or redefining things from an honor perspective, rebuilding my own integrity. There's no integrity in life when you're tearing yourself apart from the outside in or from the inside out. You're tearing your life apart, especially when you have control over that, over everything that you put into your mouth. You've got control over every drop of alcohol that goes into your body. That is controlled disintegration, literally, So it's from that disintegration into integration, into that integrity that it takes a while to get there, to figure out the stuff. But, I think it's part of that alcoholic mindset that people will go into the alcoholic and call themselves an alcoholic because they can't face the responsibility of admitting to themselves that each drop of alcohol was a choice. Each drop of chaos that you're putting into your body is a choice. That's painful. It's painful to sit down and say to yourself, where I am right now is because of what I've done to myself, right? The hospital bed that I'm in now, the doctor's room that I'm in now, the fact that this person is shouting at me because I've said something to them, the fact that my relationship is falling apart, the fact that my bank account is fucked, that's a painful realization that you have done this to yourself. And it's easier to say it's a genetic thing, it's a disease, than to fully face into your own responsibility, right? It's easier to face that than to say to yourself, than to be committed to yourself and to be committed to building yourself rather than destroying yourself. It's easier, much easier in life to destroy yourself than build yourself, that's for sure. You just sit on your arse and chug down drugs of one kind or another, and that will do it for you. But you've only got one life, so what's the fucking point in that? Look, if you need help, like I said earlier on, there's a couple of thousand videos on this channel, all for free, so you can just go through them. I mean, a lot of them are from my past, and I've changed a lot of what I'm doing over the years, but they're there, right? If you want to invest a bit more, get a bit more structured help from us, go to habitsv2.com. Like I said, it's much more difficult to build yourself. It's much more difficult to put in the effort that you need to put in every day. But it's easier when you have some really solid sequential steps to follow. The journey might be tougher, but I love it. You will get to love the journey because you'll see the results, you see the rewards that you're getting, you see the consequences of putting in the effort in the right direction, in the right way. Step by step, brick by brick is the only journey that's worth a damn. Take care, onwards and upwards.